Hi scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back with another Sketch It Up Tuesday video. Sorry that we missed last week. I have been sick and just really stressed, and so I wasn't able to get a video done in time, and but this weekend I was able to catch up on life, and so I got a layout done, and I'm really in love with this sketch. This sketch was so much fun to use, and I really enjoyed making this layout. So what I am doing here is just going through this paper pad that I have, and I don't remember what it's called, but I just bought it at Michael like a year or two ago, and it's just a really cutesy little paper pad. What I'm doing here is I am cutting that piece off so that I could put it at the top. And then I also had this green piece of paper that I thought, well, maybe that could be my background, and this red one. But I'm going to just end up using that blue piece of background paper, and since I had to cut it apart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on just a plain white sheet of paper, and that way that it'll be the right size. Now here I'm just going through a bunch of scraps that I've already cut up and used because I've used this paper pack before, and I'm just trying to figure out which pieces I want to use. And there are a lot of banners on this layout, and so I'm just pulling out a bunch of scraps that would be about the right size for me to use to make some banners. So now here I'm just going to kind of organize it and put it back in that little bag that I had it in. And here is where I'm going to pull out a piece of white paper, and it's just one of those really flimsy papers you get when you buy the postbound albums, and they come with the 10 sheets in there, the 10 page protectors. So I'm just using that and just as a base to glue everything down onto. Now here I had this Stampin' Up, what is it called, like ribbon or something, and it's in their teal color. Let me see if I can grab it. I just recently got this, let's see, it's called Shimmer Trim, and it's 5 yards of teal, and the number on it is Z1918 if you're interested in it. But did I say Stampin' Up? I meant Close to My Heart, sorry. And I really loved this color, and I just wanted something there to kind of bring the two pieces together and not to have it, because to me it kind of looked like it was sectioned apart because I had cut it in, apart and then had to glue it back together. So that ribbon just made it so it was a little bit more, I don't even know what the word is, together or something, I don't know. So here I'm going to start just cutting apart a bunch of these scraps and making them into banners. And this is the one picture that I'm going to use. This was Christmas Day, and Jonas and Brennan are my two sons, my two older sons that are in this photo. And this was from 2008. So this is them just opening up one of their presents from Santa. And it was just a fun little tool set. And I just really liked this picture of both of them. So I thought this would be my picture that I was going to use for this layout. So here I'm just cutting up a bunch of other papers to be banners, and so that's gonna pretty much be the layout. Like, this layout was so easy. It took 33 minutes for me to make, and I love simple layouts that I end up loving. They're just really awesome. It's nice not to have to spend hours creating a layout just to get, one layout that you like. So here I'm just cutting up some more papers, and there was a cut apart sheet that I had used previously, and so that December 25th little cut apart piece there, I'm going to leave that there. And then also there's that snowflake one that I actually cut into a banner, and I'm going to leave that one as a banner. And then I think this is the last banner that I'm going to make, is that green one. And now here I'm going to start gluing everything down. so yeah, pretty much that's the end of this layout. I really like how it turned out. It was really easy, like I said, and I mean, the hardest thing was trying to get all of these pieces of paper, you know, fit in where I wanted them. And because I don't know why I did it this way. I don't know why I didn't just pull the photo off and just start gluing them down, but I wanted them to be exactly how I had them already lined up. And so I was just being really, really, I don't know, annoying about how I was gluing them down. So now here I've glued almost all of these pieces down. And that snowflake paper that I glued down just now, that's one of my favorite papers from this paper pad. I really love that paper. Okay, so now here I'm going to pull or cut apart a piece of journaling from this cut apart sheet, and it says Santa brought me, and I'm thinking that could just be my title. And so here I'm just kind of placing it around on the layout, trying to figure out what would look good. And then I pull out these L's Studio alphas, and I'm going to write the word tools. And I am going to kind of go on a little journey with this card because I'm thinking, well, maybe if I cut it in half, it would look okay and I could put it up there in the right-hand corner. So I do that, and then I completely hate it. I don't like the way it looks at all. And then I'm like, well, that's great because I just cut this card apart. What am I going to do? It doesn't look good when I put it back together. So here I'm going to glue it on a piece of paper just to make sure that it stays together. I'm going to cut it out. And then I'm going to grab that blue ribbon tape again and just put it right there over the cut where I'd cut it in half. And I really like that. Here I'm going to try to add a little piece of twine, just some white twine, but it was too short. Like I had already cut it. I don't even know where it came from. It probably came from the same spot as the ribbon. And so it just pulled out at the same time, but it didn't end up working. And so I cut it off. Now here is where I'm going to kind of move all of these banners over, and because I wanted the title or journaling piece right there to go to the left-hand side, but I didn't want it to cover up my son Brennan, who is there on the left-hand side, and it was just covering him up a little too much. So I just move everything over, and then you can still see that green banner a little bit. And that is pretty much the end of my layout. I am going to, here are some close-ups for you, and then I am going to pull out my Heidi Swap Color Shine in, I think that's Patina, and that color really goes well with the color of green that I used on this layout. So that is the end of this layout. Stay tuned for some close-up pictures, and also make sure that you go on over and see Hannah's layout as well. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back next week. Bye.